Greetings, this is Ron.
And here's Felonius, and we are doing number 15 of Chapping.
Oh man, this is 15th episode in which two chaps of very diverse backgrounds come together, bring a random mystery topic we don't know in advance what we're going to talk about, and just see what the other person's immediate thoughts are.
Oh yeah, and it could be anything. I start this time, and I'm going to start with a question. How do you define friends?
Oh. Okay. So, off the top of my head, friends, it's obviously someone that you've met, whether in person or virtually. Mm-hmm. Someone that you are trusting enough to share or talk openly and, share something about your life, and you know that they will do the same, and you trust them enough that they would come to your aid if needed, and if able to, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. But friends on the internet is not really the same thing, is it?
No.
You and I are not on Facebook and the other social media, so we are actually doing the real friend stuff.
So the internet makes it confusing because there's friend lists and there's followers, and yes. there are people that you connect with to have a certain number of people you're connected to, even though you don't spend any time with them whatsoever. It's usually a one-way street. So yes. Somebody is listening to you, following you, but you're not reciprocating. That's definitely not a friend.
No, and they're not hardly acquaintances even. But still, they might feel like they are friends with you, and they don't bother if you're not friend with them. And that is a very awkward feeling. It feels like someone is actually trying to be my friend, and I don't want that. I don't trust them. I don't like them. I don't want them at all. And then there are others that I'm actually on the opposite side are trying to connect to, but I have to be careful because might do the wrong thing on my way through, because internet and all the social things on the internet is so vague. You might think a smiley would make it easy, but it's not. Any emoji or whatever they're called, they can be misjudged as well.
Oh, even just a simple 2 words. So yeah. I'll tell you, this isn't strictly about friends, but I was joining a game server, and I'm walking down a road, and somebody comes by and says something like "good day" to you, or "hello," or something like that, and I responded I think they said "good day," and I said "good day indeed," or something like that, meaning positively, like
a good day.
I agree, and they read it as me being negative, like "good day indeed," like sarcastic or something, and they're like, "Oh, fine, be that way," and I was like, "What?" So
this is what I'm talking about. These are the things that is actually making it hard to be friends. And that's why it's so important, I feel at least, to have this definition clear for yourself.
I think the other thing about the internet in particular, but as I get older, I find this happening in real life. If you are in a situation where you are spending a lot of time interacting with somebody, like let's say you and we talk, let's say we talk every day for a week, we're playing a game together or doing a podcast. And then for whatever reason, real life gets in the way and I don't get online for a month.
Yeah.
Now suddenly, am I still your friend, or has the distance made it that now you feel like, oh, this person's not around, they must not like me anymore? Yeah.
Yes, we are divorced. No, that's not hard. No, if you are a real good friend, and I can trust you, and I will trust you with my life if I'm able, and I would help you if I'm able. But we have that distance apart, and we have the hours apart, and all that. But you are as close as anything that I can call a friend. I'm actually going to go on a limb here and say you're probably my best friend. Almost. But that means that I also need to be able to... I have to understand when you're not able to be my friend physically or at internet or whatever. Suddenly you have a life that you have to take care of that I don't share.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain yourself because we are friends.
Yeah.
But we still do that because we are friends. I have seen that. If you're looking at our comments to each other, I'm explaining what I'm doing because that's what I missed your message and all that. I don't think you needed that.
Yeah. Well, it's tough on the internet because so many times you have no context for them. You think you're friends because you have a good conversation, but it's really just a passing conversation.
Absolutely.
And I think you're right. That's something that's a key is being enough of a friend to explain when you're not going to be there, or yeah, that's interesting.
And it's also because of, I don't like the fact that people call themselves my friends when I hardly know their last name even.
Yeah.
I mean, they are going the wrong part. So I'm still saying it's very important, thanks to the internet, to be sure that you know your own definition of a friend. Mm-hmm. Because everybody can't be your friend. It's impossible. They might be acquaintances, they might be likable human beings or whatever, but a friend is something special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we agree on that.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and I think when you're growing up, when you're a kid on the internet, you haven't had enough failed friendships to really understand how it works. Yeah. And those first ones are pretty painful, or if you move away, or vice versa, or I mean, there's humans definitely need to be close to people and seek it out, even without.
We are social beings,
even if it doesn't make any logical sense. Like you almost err on the side of trying to make a connection.
Yes. If you give it up, if you stop trying to make friends, you soon realize that your life is probably pretty hollow. And one more thing, if you don't have any friends around you that are able to say whatever they want to you, because that is an important thing, then you cannot grow as a human being either. If you're doing mistakes and nobody tells you about it, you're not growing as a human being. So friends are very, very important. But I can't say that you, my friend Ron, you have to make sure that I grow as a person. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I just have to do it whenever I can. And, well, whenever we meet, we always grow. I like these shows, by the way. They make me grow.
And I need to acknowledge what you said about being your best friend, and I super appreciate your friendship. I have a hard time knowing what a best friend is, because I feel like I have many best friends. I can't have just one, but
No, you shouldn't. No.
I wish we could teleport to each other, or or had grown up together. Although I don't know, maybe if we grew up together, we wouldn't. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
But
that is actually the scariest part.
Yeah.
I think that we are so alike still. We are like, what is it, 15 years apart or whatever it is. I think it's still the scariest part that when we meet, we can't stand each other.
Well,
That is something that I'm really not looking forward to.
yeah, I mean, I think
I doubt it.
this is definitely a topic for another episode.
Absolutely. Well, perhaps we should change then. Your turn. What do you have to?
So I'm tempted to do a light, whimsical topic, but I'm intensely interested in this next line of thought, and so I
Just
think
throw it at me.
we've evolved the show a little bit here into important topics, dare I say. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
we need it.
So here's the setup. You know that we breed animals to have specific behaviors, right?
Yes.
Like dogs, we breed them either to be fighters or to be domesticated.
Yes.
We breed our cows to produce more milk and more
Yes.
meat. Specifically, we're breeding our plants to be
Yep.
bigger and all this stuff. So,
Genes.
should we be, or I don't think we are, but should we be breeding something to try and make it more sentient and make it smarter?
Evolve an extra IA.
Or even like, what's it called? Planet of the Apes, right? Intentionally
Yeah.
trying to make animals smarter. Should we do that? Do we owe it to the universe? Something made us breed and evolve into being smart.
But we are then tampering with nature, aren't we? Because if they were to evolve to a smarter being, they should be doing that themselves. We are not God. We are not any creators at all. We can do it just for fun. We can do it because we can. That's how we usually do things. Human beings are stupid, but they are interesting and they are curious. But still, if we're going to be pretending to be God because we want it to be evolving further, well, no, I don't think we should.
Because I don't look at it as playing God necessarily. So if there was some, I'll say, extraterrestrial influence that caused us to become sentient, and then that drove us to pass it on to the next creature in line, and it's a long line of creatures helping other creatures get smarter, something like that.
Yeah.
Or if we just if we evolved to be the top of the food chain by nature's luck or by just through evolution. But what is the next? So, I always think about where are humans evolving? Like, how are we making each generation smarter? But don't we owe it to the rest of the universe to make other things smarter and try to get dolphins, like try to teach dolphins and make them, not make them smarter, but give them the opportunity to evolve.
Yeah, but your thought is that what we humans think is smarter is also better. It's not totally true that dolphins will think it's better because they are pretty smart as it is. And actually, you're actually stealing one of my future topics. So let's do that one. There are wild animals who are getting smarter because they are moving into our cities. I don't know if you have seen anything, but I saw a documentary about raccoons. There are now two different species of raccoons. They are evolving from the same thing. There are raccoons that are living out in the wild, still fighting for, well, whatever they eat. And then we have city raccoons who are eating garbage and opening cans and doing stuff that raccoons shouldn't be doing. I say that they are getting smarter because they are hungry. That is the nature's evolvement. That doesn't mean that they are getting a higher IQ and will go to our universities, but can't be your thinking that they should.
Well, what if we set up a program, I'm just making this up, 12,000 raccoons, and we specifically give them an environment in which they have to use tools and puzzle out how to get to their food, and then they breed, and then their children are slightly smarter, and then we have another set of challenge, like basically help them along by giving them more environments in which it will favor certain kind of genes for survival and not others. And
but aren't they doing that as is?
Yeah.
Because we are trying to remove the raccoons from the city, and they're still there. And it's not only raccoons, there are squirrels. Squirrels who normally doesn't like to be around people are now doing it. Back in Africa, there are zebras that are really scarce around humans normally. They are going into gardens and stuff, eating apples. Same goes for our Swedish moose and deers. They are always been totally invisible, but nowadays they are like, well, it's like the neighbors. They are out picking the apples. How nice. So I'm not totally sure that we can help them more unless we do it, as you say, as a program. Let's get back to the dolphins, because they cannot go into our cities. Let's say that you have a water university where whales and dolphins and perhaps crabs or whatever else need water. They are there and try to teach them do stuff. They are limited, first of all, by their own appearances. You said Planet of the Apes. Yes, one of the things that the apes can do is they have hands. They have thumbs and all that. They can do stuff with... The dolphin can't do that. The raccoon can do it because they also have fingers, but the reindeer can't. The moose can't. The zebras can't, of course. So it's also their natural limitation that makes them do stuff their way. But if they were intelligent enough, they might... No, they can't evolve hands. That's impossible. I can't see that. So, dolphins with hands? Well.
That's kind of scary.
And it's not always... That is one of the problems with the Western civilization, is that we always measure what we think is the best for everyone. And it's not always true, is it? I mean, what is there to say that it's the best thing to be a human being? I'm not totally sure about that always, I must say. It feels like I'd rather be a penguin.
Well, you would always be dressed for success.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm no Nobel Prize or the Oscar Awards. I'm there. Well, I'm not totally sure.
I like what you said about the raccoons, and to say it maybe slightly different is natural selection, or all creatures have to react to our presence, and some of them will be equipped to survive and thrive, and others won't. And
exactly.
And evolve, even if it wasn't us intentionally breeding them to evolve. So that's
they're just using us. Can't you feel used, Rob?
I definitely.
But the fun part is we don't have raccoons in Sweden, so I can't see them.
No,
I definitely. The rats are.
I definitely say rats and raccoons, hungry animals with opposable thumbs, will take advantage of us to get what they need.
And then they'll take over the world. Yeah. The world of the raccoons.
Interesting. Cool.
Totally. Cool indeed. Hope you get some more comments on this one, or perhaps some other animals.
And if you're a raccoon, leaving us a comment on this video, let us know.
Yep, you're proving our point.
Yeah, or a dolphin. Just splash twice, and we'll know.
Twice is yes, and one splash is no. Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.